I talked to both of them on my phone.
The food and beverages that were on the grocery receipts were paid by the state. I'm assuming it has to be. Because it has disbursements on it.
Was it pretty much the same like last, like with the business estate thing? Like the same,
Wow.
was there a decrease or?
No, there's a big increase, but since they're getting that relief for the TOT, they like segregated it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the 20th Chaves County Board of Commissioners meeting. Commissioner Taylor, would you lead us in honoring this great nation?
Yes. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Bilberry, please, the word of prayer.
Join me this morning. Father, we come to you today and we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for your son, Jesus. We ask you to help us here as we make decisions today for our county and for the citizens of this county. Father, we ask that you keep your hand on each of all of our first responders, our sheriff's department, and all those that put their lives on the line every day. Father, we just thank you for all that you do for us. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Miss Cindy, do we have a quorum?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of minutes. We've got two sets of minutes, the April 14th, which was our regular meeting last month. 15th, excuse me. And then April 20th, which was our road viewing. Commissioners, do you have any changes or anything for those minutes? Dara?
No, Mr. Chairman, I read through them with a evil eye, and I found that everything was fine. I move that we approve the minutes. Do you want both of them or just each one?
Second.
Let's go ahead and approve both of them.
Both of them, okay.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana to approve the minutes from the April 15th regular meeting and the April 20th road viewing meeting, and a second by Commissioner Taylor. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. We've got a presentation, but I'd like to go ahead and give our newly hired superintendent for the Roswell Schools the opportunity to come up and introduce himself to everybody and give us a few words of wisdom and how this, we're almost to the end of this school year, but you've got one coming up, and I think you're going to have your hands full.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Brian Luck, and I will be the next superintendent for the Roswell Schools. I look forward to a continued good working relationship with the commission. We're going to have some challenges coming up, just like every other district in the state. But with the staff that's in place, the teachers that are already there, working diligently to get us through to the end of the year, we're going to be just fine. I do look forward to the opportunity to kind of take education into a new frontier, a little post-COVID frontier. But like I said, the right people are in place, and the phenomenal teachers in our district are going to do great things for our kids. I just want to say thank you for being here, and like I said, I just want to introduce myself. So I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Do you have any commissioners that want to ask Brian any questions?
Mr. Chairman, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Luck, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you taking on this task. Will we be able to get back to in-school learning, I hope, next fall?
That's the hope.
Okay.
We have to follow all of our state guidelines.
Okay.
We have some very active people within different committees with the state. I know that's the push, is to get everything as back to normal as possible. We have returned to in-person learning. I think the push right now for me is to try to get all of our kids that we've lost and to get them back. That's our job. Parents are there to help support us, but our job is to educate them. And we look forward to being able to get everybody back so that we can do our jobs.
Thank you. How many teachers have you lost? I mean, have we had retirements rise because of this?
I don't know necessarily that we've had them rise. There's an ebb and flow every year with teachers and retirements and relocating. I think we'll face that like we would any other year. But right now, I don't think we've seen any that have just jumped out at you and said, "Oh my goodness, this must be because of that." But you know, if we run into that, then you know, we'll tackle that as we get there. I know the staff there at Central Office has made contingency plans for that. The Human Resource Group has done a phenomenal job surviving COVID tracking and trying to fill teacher shortages. And I mean, those ladies in that department have done a phenomenal job. So not time to punch a panic button for that just yet.
Well, good. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for stepping up
Absolutely.
to the plate. I know this is tough, especially right now. You're
Thank you.
taking on a tremendous task, but we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Anybody
Have a good
else?
day.
Brian, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for taking this handoff. I know you have a lot of great assets within the Roswell Independent School District, and tell Mike he can't just turn his phone off. 'Cause I know you're going to do a great job, but it's always great to have those assets at your beck and call. So thank you for taking the baton and running with it. So appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Okay, we've got a presentation today by Aaron Bollock, excuse me, with the Pecos Valley Artesian Conservation District. Is it close? Okay. Conservancy. Don't have it written here, so I just kind of trying to figure it out. So anyway, thank you for being here to tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the Commission. As mentioned, my name is Aaron Bollock, and I'm the Superintendent with the Pecos Valley Artesian Conservancy District. And yeah, that's a mouthful. The PVACD's mission is to conserve the waters of the Pecos Valley. And so that mission becomes a little more complicated when we have years like we're having right now. The reason I was asked to come here today, and we're using that term presentation very loosely, was to discuss what happened about 2 months ago. The Carlsbad Irrigation District sent a demand letter to the state engineer demanding that he administer water rights by priority. It's a priority call. So the question then becomes, what does that mean to water right holders here in the valley? And the short answer, and the answer I want you to take away from all of this, is we don't know. Okay? This demand letter has been sent in the past, and no action has been taken in the past. So to understand what could happen and what may happen, it's important that you understand what priority administration is. That is the water law that we live by in this state. And in oversimplified terms, what it means is that the most senior right, and what I mean by senior is when the date when that water was first put to beneficial use is the better right. So if you and I both have water rights and yours is senior to mine and we're both on the same stream and there's not enough water for both of us, the way the law reads is the senior gets their water first and then the junior gets theirs. It's pretty straightforward, and by and large it works. The problem we have is when we have a year like this where the majority of the senior users are downstream from the junior users, but we have two different sources of water. So the downstream seniors, being the Carlsbad Irrigation District, are not getting the water that they need. And they're demanding curtailment from the juniors, but they're groundwater users. So now we get into this complicated hydrological conundrum to decide what would happen, if anything, if you curtailed the juniors, would it make water available for the seniors? Where the state engineer is going to come down on that is anyone's guess. So, in the meantime, what the PVACD is doing is we are engaged in negotiations with the state engineer and the Carlsbad Irrigation District to see if we can find a remedy that would not include curtailment. If curtailment is the decision that the state engineer decides to go with, well, then we have a very robust legal team, and we're willing to take our argument as far as we have to go to disagree with that outcome. But those are the two possibilities. The state engineer could do nothing. He could demand curtailment. Under the strictest definition of the law, he could say every junior user has to stop diverting water completely until the senior gets all of those. That is the absolute worst case scenario. Best case scenario is he says stopping all that pumping would do absolutely no good whatsoever, and therefore nothing needs to change. Those are the two extremes. In the interim, what the PVACD has been doing is we have a very robust water conservation program. We have been acquiring water rights both within the boundaries of the PVACD and within the boundaries of the CID. The simple logic being, if we cannot influence the supply side of this supply and demand equation, then all we can do is hope to influence the demand side. So we've acquired water rights within the CID, we've acquired water rights within the PVACD, that during these times of shortage, we're not exercising those water rights. The logic being that leaves more available for those that need it. So that's about a 30,000 foot overview of the situation we're facing. Just to let you know how dire the situation actually is. We have what we refer to as the settlement agreement. Under the settlement agreement, and I'll back up just a little bit, the primary function of the settlement agreement was to meet our obligations to Texas. We have done that, and we've done it well, and we now have a very comfortable surplus due to over deliveries to Texas, so we're in really good shape with the state of Texas. Part of that settlement agreement was to put in what we refer to as the augmentation well field. These are wells down in the Seven Rivers area, in the Lake Arthur area, pumping our artesian groundwater into the river or into the reservoir to make that water available for those downstream users. Some of the triggers on that, one of the target dates is May 1st. Under the settlement agreement, the goal was to have 50,000 acre feet in storage delivered to Brantley. That's accounting for the losses released from Santa Rosa and Fort Sumner. We want to have 50,000 acre feet for CID. This year on May 1st, we had closer to 30,000 acre feet in storage, and that was with pumping of the augmentation wells. There's no way that those wells can provide 50,000 acre feet of water. There's no way that those wells can produce more than 10 or 12,000 acre feet of water, realistically. As we come into the warmer part of the year, temperature goes up, irrigation kicks off, the Lake Arthur well field becomes useless. It's not going to supply any water. We're circulating water at that point. So those wells won't be exercised during the summer months. Those only flowed during the winter time when we had the majority of that water making it downstream. It's also important for you guys to keep in mind that in spite of the drought, as the water enters the PVACD on the north end of Roswell, to the time it gets to Brantley, even during years like this, it gains. We are gaining reach of the river. So I think that's a testament to the good work that's been done in this valley in the past to ensure that we're conserving the waters of the Pecos Valley. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Mr. Chairman, Aaron, I know Monday they're supposed to turn the water out of the dam at Fort Sumner, but they're just going to run it for 3 days. That water probably won't ever make it.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioner, that's what we refer to as a block release.
Yeah.
So the idea is when water is going to be released from upstream storage, you try and send it all in one big plug so that most of it gets down. The losses on that are going to be tremendous. Yeah. This go around. It really is. And that's part of the frustration of this equation it will make you really scratch your head if you really sit down and do the math and you calculate the losses, which are just a good, very conservative number is 30%. You lose 30% of that water from the time it leaves Fort Sumner and gets to Brantley. You lose another 30% upwards to 50% of that water between Brantley and the head gate on the farm in CID. At 3.659 acre feet, or 3.967 acre feet per acre in CID, and you figure the amount of water that's lost, it's costing 9 acre feet or better to irrigate an acre of land down there because it's so inefficient. So it's frustrating.
Is the lake in Fort Sumner, is it that alignment up there?
Yeah, it's very, very low.
And Santa Rosa is too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Aaron, does CID actually want wet water, or do they want to check?
Mr. Chairman and Commissioner, I can't speak for them specifically, so we're using my opinion here. I think they understand that there is no eventuality where wet water would fill the river to address this priority call.
Okay.
And in light of that, the only reason for making that would be to ask for money.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any other questions for Aaron?
How is our water table right now? I mean, what is our water level? Are we maintained, is it down really low, or?
Mr. Chairman and Commissioner, that's an excellent question, and yes, it is down. We have, and I'll brag for a moment, we have the best aquifer in the entire world. We really do. We've studied it extensively. We know more about this, and I'll grant there's still there's volumes we don't know, but we know more about this aquifer than most areas can claim they know about theirs. The great thing about it is such a tremendous resource. When during times like this, we can really work that aquifer and we can pull those aquifer levels down, and when we do get some rain, it will recover quickly. And that recover quickly is the key thing that makes this aquifer so amazing. Right now, our aquifer levels, we compare them to the 1970s. In 1970 was about the peak amount of withdrawals from our system. That's when we estimate that we had the most strain on it. We've got records going back to the mid-30s on aquifer levels. We check those aquifer levels 3 times a month. We keep a pretty close finger on that pulse so to know what it's doing. We're down to about those 1970 levels now. I'm not really alarmed by that because that is the beauty of our system. When we pass November and the majority of the irrigation shuts off, you'll see that aquifer recover because it comes back up. It'll take it longer because we worked it so hard. If we get some big inflows like we had in 2012, we'll see some of those aquifer levels jump 30 feet in a week. It's just a quick recharge. It's really responsive to inflows, and that is the primary reason why I'm so adamant about our position on this call situation is that we can't be expected to contribute to the river without inflows. That's my position. And right now we don't have any inflows. And as soon as we do, our aquifer will recover. But the simplest way to view our aquifer, we have a reservoir. Their reservoir is exposed to the surface and loses all that water due to evaporation. Ours has a cover over the top of it in the form of an impermeable layer and another impermeable layer underneath it. We put it in a clay jug and it stays there until we need it. And it's a great system and it works.
Commissioners, anything else? Aaron, is that part of your legal counsel that you came in with this morning?
I'm training my replacement there. Kelly Goodpasture is our new water resource specialist, and we're super thrilled to have her on board. And she's pretty new to the district, but I think she's going to be a tremendous asset. And so we're looking to her for great things.
Good. Well, appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, and I would encourage anybody, you all members of the public, we typically meet the second Tuesday of the month. Those meetings are open to the public. We encourage everyone to show up. If you're on East Second Street and drive by the office there, stop by. If you have any questions, that is literally what I'm there for. Please come by and let me know, or give me a call, or send me an email, or a fax, or a smoke signal, or whatever, and I will get back with you.
Has Kelly suggested sending milk to Carlsbad?
I think we do that already. Thank you all.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. I don't see Andrea here today, but Mike, you want to come? I know you had a long presentation to us a week ago. You want to come up and give us some brief updates of anything that we should be aware of in the last week?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Yes, I gave a little presentation to you a week or two ago. But let me just a couple updates real quick. Last Thursday at the Roswell City Council meeting, after discussion, they approved the liquor license permit for Project Gold. If you see our reports, Project Gold is a company that we've been working with for almost a year, and it's frankly it's a business on South Atkinson, Admiral Beverage. I think you all know it, right there next to rail. They outgrew their property for quite a number of years. It's a safety issue. They're located a parcel property on Southeast 285 and Brasher. So Southeast Main and 285 and Brasher. They're going to build a 100,000 square foot building. About 20% of that's cold storage. They're going to increase their workforce as a result of this new building, and we're looking really forward to seeing it happen. So thankful to see the city pass that. It's kind of odd for the state of New Mexico to have such a law that requires a liquor license for a distributor because they don't dispense. But regardless, that's the state law. But anyway, that passed 8-2, and I know that the company is looking forward to start building. They've already purchased materials. They have a facility they built in Albuquerque a few years ago. I've seen it. It's very nice. It's really going to open up that area of our county. I mentioned, and I think I may have mentioned, I'm not sure what I looked through my notes what I shared with you last time, and I'm not sure if I shared this with you, but a few weeks ago I went to the MRO show, which is Maintenance Repair Overhaul in Florida with the city of Roswell. But I went on my own as the economic developer to talk with companies. As a result of that visit for that week, I visited with about 30 companies. A few showed interest in possible expansion to the west and maybe in New Mexico. But more importantly, was a company that I met with that came that Friday, beat me here back from Florida because they flew their own airplane, and I actually did a site visit and toured the air center and are seeking to do a possible project. So we're right now in negotiations with that, with some properties and some opportunities with them. And that project could create up to 100 to maybe even 150 jobs. So we're hopeful that might come to fruition. And that's called Project Ready. You'll see that on our sheets probably next month. It'll be listed as Project Ready. One project on your sheets is Project Club, and it's a fairly new project. Happened fairly quickly. It's a local company in the county that's expanding. They are seeking to lease a building at the Air Center, Building 93. And move the operation in there and grow initially between 20 and 30 jobs. They anticipate they'll grow to probably 60 jobs by year 2, and first year between 3 and 5 million in sales. So the business is a food preparation business as well as a cold storage and a laboratory. Probably the only, and I'm told the only like laboratory in the entire state of New Mexico, can serve not only folks in our state but also in West Texas. We'll let you know more about that as that develops. But I will tell you that I did testify on that and to the city council in executive session and gave them the story behind the process and where that company's headed. And after that, at about 12:30 Thursday night or Friday morning, whatever you want to say it, they voted unanimously to move forward in a lease with EDC, so we can maintain confidentiality with the company And as a company can negotiate a lease, a long-term lease, 20 to 25-year lease with a city, then they'll assume the lease and they'll be in business, and I can tell you the rest of the story. You know about Spring River Apartments. I think I've told you about that, and the Oaks, the new subdivision. You know, one of the areas that I visited with you last time that's very significant to us is our outreach to local business people throughout our county. And you know how important that is. I know how important that is. And I know that the businesses value that opportunity where we can help them hopefully retain their businesses and hopefully keep jobs and maybe even grow some. As a result of that, those visits, we average about between 30 and 50 a month. And our goal next year is to do at least that as we outreach to our business community. But as a result of those visits, and you've heard it too, like so many of us in our community have heard, the challenge we have today with people and staffing in places of business. Roswell's not unique. We have a lot of folks that are either choosing not to work or I don't know what the case may be, but I know staffing's a real serious problem. This morning's Roswell Daily Record even had talked about the unemployment problems we have in New Mexico and with insurance, what have you, and the difficulty employers are having finding people to come work at their businesses. As a result, we are having a community job fair next week, Tuesday, over at the convention center. The county's HR folks, Susan's going to be, or someone will be at that event, and we have so far this morning, I think we had 28 businesses that plan to be there to try to hire folks. So make it where that 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday, and hopefully we can help some folks link up with people. We'll have a big ad in the paper on Sunday. And that's pretty much it. We do have another project out of the Air Center that we've been working on. We're actually moved to the next level, which I'm pretty happy about. And this is a national project that went out to many states, but they like where we're headed as a community with the Air Center, which I think is important. But getting to that next level with other states, and we're the only place in the state that has a 400,000 square foot empty building. Well, I won't say it's empty, but we have a building. But we do have some resources a lot of folks don't have. So we're encouraged by that. So, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, always good to see you. Thank you for your support every day, every single day, because again, it's all about the team and the family. So thank you. I stand for your questions.
Commissioners, any questions for Mike? Mike, I don't see any, but can you talk at all about the report and the presentation that we had on Monday from the company that has acquired Mystic?
Sure. So a new company, and it's a global company. They do a lot of R&D work and training and repair of aircraft and component, a variety, a whole scope of things that have acquired Mystic. Mystic is not leaving. In fact, I think their footprint is going to grow. It's a company that has about 750,000 employees. It's a big company. But they do a lot of work for DoD, private industry, a lot of training and testing. And I think that's the important piece of why Chaves County is so important to them as a place, because we don't have issues with the electromagnetic spectrum here like they do in other communities with interference with radar and signals. We also have great weather. I know some days, I think the day they were here we had a tornado watch, but regardless, we still have great weather. And of course we have this fabulous runway of 13,000 feet. And our airspace is really good. I came from the Otero County side. And I call Roswell, Chaves County my home now. So, but I know the issues that they had with airspace. Being a former military guy in the Air Force, and the challenges they have with White Sands Missile Range and Fort Bliss and Holloman, that the airspace is really an issue. And you know that because it's bled over into Otero County. I mean into Chaves County and Eddy County and Lee County because of the encroachment from the Air Force and the Army needs. What's good about Chaves County, though, is we still have great airspace opportunity, which makes us a really attractive location to expand their footprint here in Chaves County. So I look forward to that. And we'll keep an eye on that. We had the vice president for well, growth officer, I guess is her title.
Growth ops, but research, and she's a,
Yeah, she's a retired
Air
Air
Force
Force
intelligence.
intelligence officer and out of DC and been with the company a number of years. And she really is excited about the presence here, and so are we. So we look forward to that. They'll have a larger press conference probably in about a month, and you'll be invited to that, all of you, and be able to hear firsthand what their plans are for the future that's going to affect this region.
thank you, Mike. No, appreciate the report, updates.
Thank you.
All right, I still don't see Andrea here, so let's move on to our proclamation. Do we have anybody that motorcyclists here? Commissioner Dana is going to read our proclamation for Motorcycle Awareness Month. Commissioner D.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. May is Motorcycle Awareness Month, and this proclamation, whereas motorcycles are used as a regular means of transportation for commuting, touring, and recreation in and around Chaves County, New Mexico, and whereas the Chaves County scenic roadways make motorcycling a very popular destination for riders from around the country, and whereas the safe operation of a motorcycle requires the use of acquired skills developed through a combination of training and experience, the use of good judgment, and thorough knowledge of traffic laws and licensing requirements, and whereas it is imperative that the residents of Chaves County be aware, show consideration, and share the road with motorcycles on the streets and highways, and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety, and whereas the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has declared May as Motorcycle Awareness Month, it is the desire of the Chaves County Board of Commissioners to join the NHTSA in raising awareness of the growing number of motorcyclists on Chaves County roadways in order to help prevent accidents and, most importantly, save lives. Now, therefore, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaims the month of May 2021 to be Motorcycle Awareness Month in Chaves County, and urge our citizens to be observant, courteous, and knowledgeable about motorcycle usage in our community. Done this 20th day of May 2021.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do we have anybody to give that presentation to or that proclamation to?
No one is here for that.
Okay,
He's out of Albuquerque. He was gonna try and make it, but was unable to.
okay, well, we'll sign off on it and get it to him. So, thank you for that, Commissioner. All right, agenda item 1. Miss Ellie, I think this is yours.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. As to agenda item number 1, the ratification of agreement A-21-014 between the Chaves County and the State of New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department. The Chaves County Comprehensive Strategy Board would like the ratification approval for the FY22 agreement between Chaves County and CYFD. The amount awarded for FY22 is $179,682. Programs are listed within the agreement under Attachment 2, Budget. The agreement will fund the project year July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Miss Ellie? You're getting off easy. Well, is there a motion for this?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of ratification of agreement A-21-014 between Chaves County, State of New Mexico Children, Youth, and Family Department.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bill Berry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve the ratification of Agreement A-21-014 between the Chaves County and the State of New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department, and trying to get back to look at that figure again real quick.
179.
Somehow I'm highlighting this
179,
for
682.
$179,682 and no cents. Any further discussion or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner.
Thank you, Ms. Ellie. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 2 is Resolution R-21018, which is the required 2-year review of the Chaves County Board of Finance Permanent Fund Investment Policy. Under the advisement of our investment firm, Insight Investments, we are not recommending any changes. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Charlotte?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Bilberry.
recommend approval of Resolution R-21-018, required 2-year review of the Chaves County Board of Finance Permanent Fund Investment Policy.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve Agenda Item 2, Resolution R-21-018, required 2-year review of the Chaves County Board of Finance Permanent Fund Investment Policy. Commissioners, any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Annabelle.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 3 is Resolution R-21-019, which is an approval for a budget adjustment for fiscal year 2020-2021. The Finance Department is requesting a budget adjustment for the line items that are in Exhibit A. These adjustments are for landfill increases, sheriff donations, and fund transfers. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Annabelle?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Bilberry.
I recommend approval of Resolution R-21-019, budget adjustment for the year 2020-2021.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve Agenda Item 3, Resolution R-21-019, budget adjustment for the year 2020-2021. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 4 is Resolution R-21-20, which is the approval of the interim budget for fiscal year 2021-2022. The Finance Committee and the staff have reviewed the departmental budget requests with elected officials and department heads. The interim budget was then reviewed last week on May 13th, and the budget document has been amended and is being presented in its revised form. I just want to quickly note that we did decide to go with a different accounting method to book any of the American Rescue Plan money. Therefore, we will wait until the final guideline is released, and then we will make a strategic plan as to how we will use these funds. We will then recognize and do budget adjustments accordingly. So before you is the interim budget, and it is in the amount of $51,430,613. We did add a part-time position, and now our general operating budget overrun of costs over revenue is $201,172, which is still within the tolerant amounts. So therefore, our general operating budget is $27,671,859. So once more, again, a big thank you to our Finance Committee and to our county manager and our departments for all of their hard work. This will be then submitted to DFA upon your approval, and this will allow us to start operating on July 1st. Then we will come before you again in July for the final budget. So staff does recommend the approval of Resolution R-21-020.
Commissioners, any questions for Annabelle? Annabelle, we got a portion of those funds this week, didn't we?
We did receive confirmation that they were processing the application. I don't believe we have them yet, but they did process the application this week.
Okay. Well, Commissioner Bilberry, you've signed off, made the motion on all of these, I guess.
All right, Mr. Chairman, Resolution R-21, I recommend approval for R-21020, approval of the fiscal year 2021-2022 interim budget.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve Agenda Item 4, Resolution R-21-020, the approval of fiscal year 2021-2022 interim budget. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Thank
Passes
you.
unanimously.
Thank you, Annabelle.
Thank you, Ms. Annabelle. Ms. Lucia.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 5 is Resolution R-21-021, deletion of property and proposed disposition. Your approval of this resolution will allow staff to remove the attached inventory. Exhibit A has all the assets listed. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Lucia?
I didn't see anything really that I needed, so. I guess I'll make the motion to approve Resolution R-21-021, deletion of property and proposed disposition.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve Agenda Item 5, Resolution R-21-021, deletion of property and proposed disposition. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Ms. Lucia, are we almost done getting rid of stuff?
Oh, I wish. No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
More closets to clean out. When you're finished, come to my house. I'll let you clean my closets.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 6. The Chaves County held a public hearing on April 15th of 2021 in consideration of the road status changes, road vacations, and new road applications. As a part of the hearing process, the Commission has viewed and inspected each of the roads. At this time, the Commission will consider the disposition of the 2021 road hearing request. And if it's acceptable with you, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to kind of group these again, and I can separate them out if necessary.
No, I think you can go ahead and group them together.
Thank you. Applications number 1 and 2 are new road requests. Application number 1 is for approximately 2,620 feet of Thunder Road. Application number 2, another new road request, is for approximately 5,908 feet of Stagecoach Road. Those are all of the new road requests.
Commissioners, any questions for Bill or for Joe on application 1 and 2?
We're gonna lump those two together?
Yeah.
Okay. I recommend approval for application 1 and application 2. Do you want me to go ahead and read all of it, or?
Probably not, just the first two new road request applications, number 1 and number 2.
New road request, okay.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I'll read them. Okay, just because.
That's why I knew you'd read it.
Yeah,
Read
so
it
that's,
twice.
thank you. So I have a motion by Commissioner Bill Berry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve application number 1, new road request, requested by Timmy Paul Taylor Sr. for approximately 2,620 feet of Thunder Road. Chaves County Board of Commissioners will approve the request as submitted. And application 2, new road request requested by Floyd M. Osborne for approximately 5,900 feet of Stagecoach Road. The Chaves County Board of Commissioners are going to vote on this to approve or not approve the request for the submitted. So any further questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approving the new road request for application 1 and application 2, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously for the 2 new road requests.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the next 4 applications, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, are all for maintenance status changes, and they're all requested by Kate Whitefoot on behalf of the Buena Vida Improvement Association. The first one, application number 3, is for approximately 3,100 feet of Tierra Grande Boulevard. Application number 4 is for approximately 792 feet of Valita Drive. Application number 5 is for 3,196 feet of Blanca Rosa Lane. And the final application for a maintenance status change is for 909 feet of El Dorado Lane. And that concludes the maintenance status change roads.
Commissioners, any questions for Bill or for Joe?
And those are all changed from non-maintained to county maintained?
Correct. It changes
to
the
clarify.
status from.
Once
to
they get
county
them up
maintained.
to county standards, correct, Joe? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of application 3 for Tierra Grande Boulevard, application 4 for Velveeta Drive, application 5 for Blanca Rose Lane, and application 6 for El Dorado Lane.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner Bill Berry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve application 3, which is maintenance status change 4, maintenance status change 5, maintenance status change, and 6, maintenance status change. Number 3 was requested by Kay Whitefoot on behalf of the Buena Vida Improvement Association for approximately 3,100 feet of Tierra Grande Boulevard. Application 4 was requested by Kay Whitefoot on behalf of the Buena Vida Improvement Association for approximately 792 feet of Valita Road or Valita Drive. 5 was requested by Kay Whitefoot on behalf of the Buena Vida Improvement Association for approximately 3,196 feet of Blanca Rosa Lane. And application 6 was requested by Kay Whitefoot on behalf of the Buena Vida Improvement Association for approximately 909 feet of El Dorado Lane. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, I just have one. We are adding this to our maintenance, is that correct, Joe? How long do they have to get these roads up to standards for us to take over?
The end of the year, calendar year,
December 31st of this year. Okay, just.
We'll look at it in January, you guys decide.
Okay, just because we were a little off this year, I just wanted to make sure that they knew how long they had to get this up, because I think we started a little later this year, didn't we?
Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioner, this year we were on schedule. Last year we were 2 months late.
Okay.
But we normally allow from the May meeting until December, in which time they have
Okay.
all that time to bring them up to the county road standards. In the case of a new road request, they have to deed the property to Chaves County and bring the road up to county standards.
Okay.
Once that's done, we go and inspect them actually in December so that they can go on the roads by January. And then, of course, I report those in April to the state of New Mexico as county-maintained road mileage.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that they understood the timeline too, just to make sure.
They do. When they fill out an application, when they inquire, the very first thing we explain is that there is a process, and just because we said we will take this road on as a new road, there's still requirements by you. A letter will go out. Mac will send those letters out probably by tomorrow. He's so efficient. To each one of the people on the list and telling them what the status of their
Okay.
roads were, whether it's vacated, whether it's a road status change to a county-maintained, or whether it's a new road request, and clarify once again what those requirements will be and when the deadlines are for getting those done.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, if it's acceptable to you, I believe we probably want to take the road vacation.
We need to vote on
We
it.
need to
Yes,
vote.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, that's
I
okay.
interrupted.
No.
Sorry.
Commissioners, any further questions or discussions on these? Okay, so all those in favor of approving application 3, 4, 5, and 6 for maintenance status change, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, if it's acceptable, I think we'll take the road vacations individually because I believe there may be some discussion on some of those.
Good idea.
Application number 7 is for road vacations requested by Adelante Farms LLC for approximately 7,602 feet of Woodbine Way. The Chaves County Board of Commissioners would need to decide if they do or do not approve this request.
Commissioners, any questions on application 7?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Zell.
I need to recuse myself from the discussion and the vote on application 7 and 8 because of involvement that I have learned of other members of my law firm with the parties involved.
Understood. Thank you, Commissioner Zell. Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I
Commissioner
recommend approval of road vacation on application 7 requested by Alante Farms LLC, approximately 7,602 feet of Woodbine Way.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve the application number 7 for road vacation requested by Adelante Farms LLC for approximately 7,602 feet of Woodbine Way. Any questions, discussions on this?
Mr. Chairman, do the parties involved on this need to make they wish to make any further comments?
I don't think there's any
Not
questions on this
on
one,
this road
Commissioner. It's number 8 that there could be some issues, so.
Okay.
Seeing no further questions or discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Application 7, road vacation, passes unanimously. All right, application 8.
Mr. Chairman, application number 8 is a road vacation request by Adelante Farms LLC for approximately 1,710 feet of East Grand Plains Road. It would start at the west side of the ditch and go to Oasis Drive.
Okay, Commissioners, any questions now?
Anyone of the parties involved would like to make any comments? I ask that Senator Jennings be allowed to comment on this, please.
Mr. Chairman, as you well know, our property is almost encircled, and this is the only access we have to this property. If we have not opposed closing the Woodbine Way because I understand their problem of having people drive through their farm. I can understand that. But we've had access to this land for over 70 years. And this would completely landlock us from access to our property except by the river. And when you close the road on the west side of the canal, then that means for me to get any access to that, I'm going to have to, if I have to build a bridge over that canal before I can use my property or get access to my property through that once you close that and you take that off the use. I realize that our property there does not have easement, but we have had access to that from the time that my family acquired that property until now. We have never had a problem with any of the previous owners. As I told you before, the Clardy's was my oldest brother's godfather, Carl Clardy, and they were the prime movers in the Oasis Dairy from day one, if you go back and remember back in the 40s, when my brother was born in 43. So, I mean, we've had access to this property, never had a problem. And by closing that road, it means that I'm going to have to find some other way to get access to my property, which would make my property virtually useless. We have done improvements to that property over the years. Never had a problem, never had any questions that there would be an access problem. With the requirements that were given to me, I couldn't even drive my pickup to our property across the roads that we've been using for the last 70 years, because my truck is a four-wheeled 1-ton truck that I need to haul things. We couldn't do further improvements on our property, which we have improved it. We fenced it originally, and there was some question because the new people came in and altered the fence as far as they improved it, but that fence was all placed in at our expense, not anyone else's, and there should have been some consideration of that. But I understand, and they improved it. I'm not arguing that, I'm not saying that, but I think we have been good neighbors over the years. We haven't had a lot of problems, and the only thing that would happen now is you landlock my property and make it useless, and which would also it would make us the value of that property would have to be declined as far as about its significant use. The only thing my family uses that property for now is we go out there for recreational purposes, and sometimes we go out for hunting purposes. Under the opposed agreement that we had before, that we were proposed, we couldn't take a weapon. We couldn't shoot it out there without their permission. And in my opinion, we're out in the country, and why is it okay, which we both own property that are there and fee simple, why is it that they can shoot over my property and I can't shoot over them? I'm not intending to shoot over their property, and hopefully they're not intending to shoot over mine, but to ban someone's rights on individual ownership is a great miscarriage of justice, in my opinion, when we've owned that property longer than they have. And I would hoping, I don't have a problem in trying to work some agreement on a right of, if we choose to sell that property, giving them some kind of a right of, to meet that price, or actually not meet it. I think it would give them a right, each property, to give one final offer so it doesn't diminish the value of our property and being able to sell that property, should at some time in the future we be able to do that. But when a property is landlocked and no one can do it, who's going to want to buy it? And I mean, I just think if we just use the existing roads that are there, that we've been using for the last 70 years, it's okay. We just want access, and the right of access for our family and our successors to have access to our property just like we've had for 70 years, and without a problem. And it was just been there a lot longer than they have, and never had a problem. But all of a sudden now there's a problem, and I think that to close this will require me to, if I ever can find access, I would have to put a bridge over the canal. I would have to then grade all new roads into my property, and then I would have to pay for that cost, and I guess any other costs that's there. Whereas we've had existing use for 70 years. And I mean, that's a long, long time. And we've never had a problem. So that's where I'm coming from. I think that if you close it, it might end up putting the county in the middle of this dispute. Whereas if we just leave it alone, somehow or another, we're going to have to come to some kind of an agreement. But if you remember that thing, there was like 20 items that you had to comply with, and it was just an awful lot. I mean, it was made our property useless. Thank you.
Mr. Jennings, have you been denied access in this process? Have you been denied access at all?
Not at the present time, we haven't. That I know there's times we go out and there was a gate and it's locked, but how else can I be assured of having access to my property? When we had a county road, it was pretty simple, but now if you close the canal and all that, then I have no access to it. I mean, the canal is something formidable to cross, and I just leave the status quo. But it's property. It's there. It belongs to us, and we've had access. We are not the one changing things. We're just asking to leave it just like it's been for 70 years.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, my name is Ken Barbie, and I'm president of Adelanti Farms. We're the ones that are proposing to vacate the road. I want to dispute most everything that Senator Jennings said. We are not have any intention of denying him access. We're just changing the access point where he accesses our property. About the 1,700 feet will come back. He still has to go, even if we don't do this, he has to go across us for about 1.5 miles, which they've always done in the past. Never been any problems. We don't intend any future problems. We don't intend to limit his access at all. He was the one that wanted a written agreement, and so we proposed a written agreement. Haven't gotten anything back from him on that as far as changes that he'd like to make to it. So, like I said, we're not changing his rights whatsoever. He had to cross us before. He still has to cross us. We don't intend on him having to do any work on the canal bridge or anything else. He'll still have access across that. We'll still give him access to our property. We've always given him access to our lock, our codes and everything that we have on our locks, and continue to want to be good neighbors. And so we're not trying to do anything to infringe upon his rights whatsoever. Thank you.
Since Mr. Jennings and Mr. Barbie have spoke, is there anybody else that wants to speak on this vacation? Commissioners, any other questions, discussion on it?
Mr. Chairman, it looks like to me that Mr. Barbie's is one on record publicly that won't deny access to the Jennings family across this. I mean, he stated that here publicly. I'm sure things can change down the road, I don't know, but I would hope that they could come to agreement on this, on their access.
Right. Well, and I failed to read the list of restrictions that were on there that Senator Jennings is talking about, and I'm not sure what how those look, but I would hope that if this does come to a vacation, that you guys can manage to be good neighbors in this situation.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Taylor.
by vacating this road, I think it landlocks that property. And I don't think we have the right to landlock property. It makes it very difficult for the owner to ever sell it. It reduces the value of that property.
Commissioner, he is already landlocked, so all we're doing is changing the point of access. He already has to enter through our lands to get to his lands. So it's just it's extending it a little further, but it's not changing the point of whether he's landlocked or not. He already is landlocked. But you're not doing anything to landlock him.
Mr. Chairman, someone that might need to correct me, but we visited this deal twice, and from the point of access where Mr. Jennings leaves the county road going to his property, there's not an existing easement there, correct?
That's correct.
And so the access that he has there now is through just verbal, you can go without any problem at all. And that's what you're saying, you're willing to continue to do that from, if this road is vacated, that policy or your agreement with them verbally would be that they would go ahead and have access. So without a existing easement, then that property is landlocked. Somebody needs to correct me if I'm looking at it wrong. I mean, it's landlocked anyway without a prescriptive easement or an actual easement. I'm asking.
Well, I'm not an attorney, but I believe we have a prescriptive easement because we've been using it for 70 years. We never had the necessity to have an agreement. But for 70 years, we've been going, basically the same way, either Woodbine way or the other. So for 70 years, it's more than an established easement, in my opinion, for those of us who had property then.
Right.
And, so how long, whether or not you had to have an easement like that, all recorded, we never had the need for one in the past, for a recorded easement. So to me, through all the different changes in ownership, certainly we've never had the need for that. And yet, anything I do with that property, if I decide to sell it, then I have to take it all to court and get it, so whoever else is can have an easement to it, to have use of that property. And that's kind of where, I guess, we come apart is because I don't mind looking on some kind of an agreement that, when we come, if we ever choose to sell the property, which I don't know that we have in the past, nobody uses to discuss it now, but if we choose to sell it, we should be able to assure that we can have access to it like we've had for the last 7 years. So I understand everybody's rights on their property, but we clearly have been there before the last two owners, into the third. I don't remember if there was one before the Gauskis that were in there. But we've never had any issues at all. And I understand where we are, but I don't. I just don't think it's fair that we didn't go ahead fix drainage in there and things along that river that no one else has done. We've maintained our property and access to it for the use, and I don't know that if we want to, I mean, does it mean I can't take my backhoe in there to fix drainage issues that are there or other fencing issues that are there? And that was really the things that were excluded, in my opinion, from the last property settlement we had.
Stan, quick question is, would this be something that if one of the commissioners chose to table this until our next meeting, is that something that is feasible here?
Commissioner, Mr. Chairman, sure, you could table it until the next meeting. You know, if that's something you guys want to do.
Okay.
That'd be.
Thank
that's
you.
up to you.
Commissioners, any other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I believe at this time I would like to move to table application number 8 for the road vacation. I think there's still quite a bit of information on road access, I know, in easements, so that's my motion.
Do we have a second? We don't have a second, so what's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I've got a little bit of experience in the same situation these gentlemen are in. And my experience has been that we've had people that would be in the same position as Mr. Jennings, who have, for 70 or 80 years or 100 years, whatever, they had access through a prescriptive type easement. There was never a written easement or anything that was put into place. And we've always worked with those people. Now, when it came down to where they sold that property, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not saying that, I'm just saying from my experience what I've had to deal with. When they sold that property, then that changed the whole scope of everything. And the people that came to us to get an easement, which they had to do because it was a different situation, and that changed the scope of it. So I understand what Mr. Jennings is talking about, and I understand what Mr. Barbie's talking about. But the issue at hand, I believe, as far as the county goes, is whether we want to close this road and not maintain it anymore. The issues that they're talking about is between them. And I don't believe that the county is in a position to make that decision for Mr. Jennings or for Mr. Barbie on their access, how they gain access back and forth through the property. Mr. Barbie's already said that he would not deny access to it. I think that they could probably work something out further down the road to where that they could take, if it's getting sold, it needs to be taken care of. It doesn't need to be up to the county. So I'm going to recommend approval of road vacation of application 8 requested by Alante Farms LLC for 1,710 feet on East Grand Plains Road.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve the road vacation requested by Alante Farms LLC for approximately 1,710 feet of East Grand Plains Road. One thing, any further questions or discussions on this? One thing that I would just give just a little bit of correction to what Commissioner Bilberry just said. This is not something that the county is asking to do as far as vacating this road. I mean, we've
Right.
maintained it, we've done everything we've needed to do for it over the years. This is a vacation that has been applied for by Adelante Farms, and so this isn't something that the county has put this out to do this vacation, so.
Thank you.
Yeah. With that, any other further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Better do a voice vote here.
I oppose, or
Commissioner Taylor?
oppose.
Opposed. Commissioner Dana?
Yes.
Commissioner Ezell?
Abstain.
Recused.
Commissioner Bilberry?
Yes.
And Chairman Cavan?
Under the circumstances, I'm going to vote no.
So you have 2 opposed and 2 yes and 1 abstained.
Mr. Chairman, it's my understanding in that situation, we chose not to make a ruling on it, so the road will have to stay the same as it is.
Correct.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, application number 9 is a road vacation request by Roy L. Shaw for approximately 2,640 feet of Foxglove Road.
Commissioners, any questions for Bill on application 9?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of road vacation requested by Roy Shaw on approximately 2,640 feet of Foxglove Road.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve application 9, road vacation requested by Roy L. Shaw for approximately 2,640 feet of Foxglove Road. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, application number 10, I believe this is the 3rd time that this has been asked for a road vacation, and that both of the parties came forward this time requesting it together. They were Trey Nesselrod and Tom Conley. Both requested the vacation of 1,350 feet of East Mescalero Road, and they are the owners on either side of that road, the only ones that would be affected.
Commissioners, any questions, discussion on application 10?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve application number 10, road vacation requested by Trey Nesselrod and Tom Conley for approximately 1,350 feet of East Mescalero Road.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve application 10, road vacation requested by Trey Nesselrod and Tom Conley for approximately 1,350 feet of East Mescalero Road. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, application number 11 is for a road vacation. It was requested by Jane Wiggins for approximately 1,320 feet of Wiggins Lane, and the property at the end of Wiggins Lane would now be accessed solely off of Navajo Road, which is currently a county-maintained road.
Commissioners, any questions on application 11?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve application number 11, road vacation requested by Jane Wiggins for approximately 1,320 feet of Wiggins Lane.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve application 11, road vacation requested by Jane Wiggins for approximately 1,320 feet of Wiggins Lane. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, the last 2 applications were requested by the Chaves County Road Department. The first one is application number 12. It's for approximately 1,312 feet of Mark Road. And application number 14 is a request by Chaves County for approximately 900 feet of Honeysuckle Road. Both of these roads, it would clear up driving or going between houses and barns and back areas.
Commissioners, any questions for Bill?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve application number 12 and 14 road vacation requested by Chaves County for approximately 1,312 feet of Mark Road and approximately 900 feet of Honeysuckle Road.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve application 12 and application 14 road vacations. 12 is requested by Chaves County for approximately 1,312 feet of Mark Road. 14 is requested by Chaves County for approximately 900 feet of Honeysuckle Road. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 7 is a resolution which sets forth Chaves County's opposition to the federal government's 30 by 30 land preservation goal. The Chaves County already has 34% of their lands within the county under federal control. This plan would have a negative effect on the economy and the state of New Mexico and Chaves County. Staff recommends approval to this opposition.
We want to go ahead and read this resolution, and I know Commissioner Bilberry has spent a lot of time, and of course, in the ranching cattle business, the importance to all of us, but I'm going to let Commissioner Bilberry, or I'm going to have Commissioner Bilberry, I'm not letting him do anything. I'm asking Commissioner Bilberry to read the first half of this resolution, and I'll read the second half.
Mr. Chairman, one thing needs to be understood, that this resolution is important for our county and our city and everyone that's citizen here. It doesn't just affect ranching or farming, it affects the towns, it affects the city, it affects all the citizens, what this 30 by 30 land so-called preservation goal is.
And I would agree with you on that, Commissioner Bilberry, because this has been a fight that we've had going on for a number of years, and they're just taking it to the next level, and it is going to affect everybody.
It's going to affect our tax base, it's going to affect how much money we bring into our coffers and exactly what we do, and how we live in this county and how we live in the city and in the rural areas. It's not, this is everybody. This is just not a agricultural issue, it's a people issue. So
and who will be dictating that to us.
And it can affect our airspace.
Yes.
And we've heard the importance of our airspace.
Okay. All right, I'll start here. Resolution R-21023, a resolution opposing the federal government's 30 by 30 land preservation goal. Whereas Chaves County is a political subdivision of the state of New Mexico, and whereas Chaves County contains approximately 3,881,600 acres of land, the fourth largest county in the state of New Mexico, and whereas the federal government owns 34% of the land within Chaves County, and the Bureau of Land Management and other federal agencies are responsible for managing over 1,303,439 acres of lands, and whereas the state trust lands make up approximately 26%, or additional 1,019,653 acres in Chaves County, and whereas designating lands as wilderness does not assure its preservation, left in an undisturbed or natural state, these lands are highly susceptible to wildland wildfires, insect infestation, and disease, all of which degrades the natural and human environment, and whereas because of the large quantities of government-owned lands in Chaves County, the well-being, health, safety, welfare, economic condition, and culture of the county, its County, its businesses, and its citizens depend upon the manner in which these lands and their resources are used, as well as the public's right of access to these lands. And whereas many of the Chaves County's businesses and its citizens are involved in or otherwise dependent on industries that utilize federal lands and their resources, including the oil and gas industry, livestock grazing, mining, mineral development, recreational industries, hunting, and other outdoor recreations. And whereas these industries are important components of the New Mexico economy and are major contributors to the economic and social well-being of Chaves County and its citizens. And whereas on January the 27th, 2021, President Joseph R. Biden Jr. issued an executive order 14008 entitled Tackling the Climate Crisis at Home and Abroad. It's 86 Federal Register 7619. And whereas in Section 216 of the Executive Order 14008, President Biden directed the Secretary of Interior, in consultation with the Secretary of Agriculture and other senior officials, to develop a program to conserve at least 30% of the lands and waters in the U.S. by 2030, which is called the 30 by 30 program. And whereas under the 30 by 30 program, some 680 million acres of our 680 acres of our nation's lands would be set aside and permanently preserved in its natural state, preventing the productivity use of these lands and their resources. And whereas there is no constitution or statutory authority for the President, the Department of Interior, Department of Agriculture, or any other federal agency to set aside and permanently preserve 30% of all the lands and waters in the United States, and no such authority is referred in Executive Order 14008. And
whereas placing lands into permanent conservation status will cause dramatic and irreversible harm to the economies of many states, including New Mexico, and in particular rural counties such as Chaves County, whose citizens depend on private lands for their livelihoods. And whereas the 30 by 30 program, if implemented, will conflict with the plans, policies, and programs of Chaves County as specified in the Chaves County's comprehensive plan. And whereas Executive Order 14008 at 216A directs the Secretary of Interior, in consultation with other relevant federal agencies, to submit a report to the task force within 90 days of the date of this order, recommending steps that the United States should take working with state, local, tribal, and territorial governments, agricultural and forest landowners, fishermen, and other key stakeholders to achieve the goal of conserving at least 30% of our lands and waters by 2030. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Chaves County, New Mexico, as follows. The Board opposes the 30 by 30 program, including its objective of permanently preserving 30% of the nation's lands in its natural state by 2030, or any similar program that will set aside and prevent the productive use of millions of acres of our lands. 2, the Board further opposes the designation of lands in Chaves County as wilderness study areas, wildlife preserves, open space, or other conservation land, thereby restricting public access to such lands and preventing the development and productive use of the resources on or within such lands. 3, the Board supports the continued private ownership of land in the county, recognizing the nation's need for domestic sources of minerals, energy, timber, food, and fiber. 4, the Board recognizes and supports the state of New Mexico's water rights system and other state laws and programs governing water rights and water use, and opposes any federal designation of waters and water courses within the county that would impair or restrict water diversions and uses authorized under New Mexico law. 5, the Board supports reasonable national, regional, and global greenhouse gas emissions policies and goals that are comprehensive, practical, cost-effective, and do not unnecessarily single out specific industries or activities, but opposes the use of global climate change as an excuse to set aside large tracts of land and preserve as preserves or open space to fulfill the 30 by 30 program's objectives. 6, the board also maintains that any lands or other rights that are acquired to fulfill the 30 by 30 program's objectives should be acquired only from willing landowners and for the payment full and fair market value for all rights and interests acquired, and not through regulatory compulsion, and only after analyzing and considering the impacts of such land acquisitions on the well-being, health, safety, welfare, economy, and culture of Chaves County, its businesses, and its citizens. The board shall send a copy of this resolution to the Department of Interior and all other relevant federal and state agencies. Now, therefore, be it further resolved that the Board of Chaves County Commissioners hereby grants final approval to become effective immediately, done this 20th day, May 2021 at Roswell, Chaves County, New Mexico Board of Chaves County Commissioners. Commissioners, any further discussion or question on this resolution? It's going to be a battle, folks. That's all I can say. And the ultimate goal is this global deal that is going to be 50-50 and not just 30-30. This is going to be the first step of taking control of all of our lands and waters in this country. And if we don't take a stand now, we might as well just go ahead and sit back and get run over. We've had 4 good years of trying to hold this deal back, but it's coming right back at us, and we're going to have to take a stand and fight this deal, especially out here in the western half of the United States.
Mr. Chairman, the people need to realize too that this is not just something that's going to come on the scene and it's going to be, it could be 10 years, 20 years, 25, 30, 40, 50 years down the road before some of this ever really gets completely in gear. They're just chipping away at it. And I believe we can't sit idly by and let our private property rights and our right to be free citizens in this country that our Constitution gives us. And this is our way of saying that we oppose it. And I recommend a resolution R-21023 opposing the federal government's 30-30 by plan preservation goal. I recommend approval of this resolution.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Ezell to approve Agenda Item 7, Resolution R-21-023, opposing the federal government's 30 by 30 land preservation goal. Any further questions or discussions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. I know there's a lot of people in this in this room and people that are out there on the internet and things like that, but for the last 12 years, I mean, this has all been part of a deal where we've been battling with the lesser prairie chicken and the sand dune lizard and all these other endangered species that they come up with that everybody's like going, I didn't even know we had those. I know the lesser prairie chicken, Commissioner Bilberry knows well, and we've got a lot of those sage grouse and everything else around this country. But the federal government keeps moving the goalposts on these deals. And so you meet their goal, and all of a sudden they move that goalpost back and say, well, you guys haven't quite. And so they want to keep creating these ACECs and these like wilderness areas and in these habitats, and it's just to take up and keep our ranchers and farmers and business people, oil and gas, and you name it. It's to stop any type of economic promotion within our counties, our state, our nation. And so I appreciate the commissioners and everybody and the passion that everybody has to protect just our county. So thank you guys for that.
Mr. Chairman, I would recommend anybody that's on Facebook or even in this room, get on the internet, do your due diligence, educate yourself. Don't just depend on us to make those decisions and try to bring them to you and bring the information to you. Educate yourself, because this is something that's going to affect you.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Bilberry. All right, Bill, agenda item 8.
Did we vote on it?
We did vote on it, yep.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 8, RFP 21-1, legal services for Chaves County. The Chaves County Purchasing Department, they received 3 proposals. At this time, staff recommends award be made to highest ranking offer, Stanton L. Riggs, attorney at law. If awarded, it is anticipated a contract will be negotiated and brought back for consideration next month. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Sandra?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of award RFP-21-1 to the highest ranking offerer, Stanton L. Riggs, attorney at law, LLC.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve the recommendation for agenda item 8, RFP 21-1 for legal services for Chaves County to Stanton L. Riggs, attorney at law, LLC. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Sandra.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 9 is the Chaves County right-of-way use permit ordinance allows or requires that fees be collected for road, pavement, excavations, and a per-foot charge for utility buried in Chaves County road right-of-ways. This ordinance also contains a provision for the Board of Commissioners to waive these fees. Louis Nahar, the City of Roswell engineer, inquired about allowing this installation in the Chaves County right-of-way prior to any work being performed. As the neighborhood, Aspen Estates, is in the ETZ and the extension of municipal water supply would benefit these residents, I told him that I would gladly petition the Chaves County Commissioners to waive the associated fees. There was no cost to Chaves County. The road was repaired as per the county specifications and was inspected by Joe West, Road Department Director. Staff recommends the waiver of the road excavation fees. Do you know what those costs were, Joe, off the top of your head?
Approximately $8,000.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Bill?
Mr. Chairman, I move we waive the right-of-way usage and road cut fees.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve agenda item 9, which is waiving the road cut fee for J&H Services and City of Roswell. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Lewis.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. Before me, or before us, is agenda item number 10, appointments to the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission. The Planning and Zoning Department wishes that you appoint 2 county residents to serve on the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission. On May 4th, Mr. Harold Hobson and Mrs. Melody Salas resigned from the P&Z Commission. The P&Z Commission consists of 5 members and is a recommendation board dealing in planning and zoning cases within the unincorporated area of Chaves County and outside the Roswell-Chaves County extraterritorial zoning area. Current members are Dale Rogers, who is chairman, Andy Morley, who is vice chair, and recently appointed Mark Lewis. Staff has received 2 people of interest, Valley West and Francisco Sabre.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Taylor?
I move to appoint Valley West and Francisco Salveri to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Mr. Chairman, may I, point of order?
Commissioner Dana?
I had someone that was interested, Brian Archuleta. He lives in the valley between Roswell and Dexter, who had also expressed his interest. I would like to nominate him from the floor. Is that okay at this time, or should I wait?
Well, we don't have a second on Commissioner Taylor's motion yet, so if we don't have a second on that, then we can go back to the drawing board on the motion for addition. Do we have a second on Commissioner Taylor's motion? Seeing none. Okay. Commissioner Dana, you wanted to add someone to this list?
Yes. I would like to nominate Brian Archuleta to be on the P&Z zoning board.
So you've added Brian on there. Do you want to make a motion on who you'd like of the three to be on the?
Yes, Valley West, I know she had expressed, and I would like to move that Valley West and Brian Archuleta be appointed, since we only have 2 appointments that are necessary to make the 5-member board.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bill Berry to approve the appointment of Brian Archuleta and Valley West to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Any further questions or discussion on that?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Ezell.
do we have any process by which these people are vetted, whether they've got experience in planning and zoning matters, or do we just hope to have a warm body that'll volunteer?
Well, I think that there's typically a process, and I know that in the last, in our last meeting last week, that Valley West was actually on that, and we put Mark Lewis in that position.
Because at that time, we only had 1 vacancy, right?
We only had 1 vacancy.
Okay.
Right.
Right. And so came back this week because Harold Hobson had resigned, and then Ms. Salas had taken the position as deputy assessor. So she resigned, thinking it was a conflict of interest. And so I know that Lewis had submitted Francisco Salveri for the other position, but Commissioner Dana had also talked with Brian Archuleta, and that just didn't get onto the list for options for those 2 slots. So, and I'm familiar with Brian, but I really don't have any idea who Francisco Salveri is. Lewis gave me a good description of his background, but when we make these appointments, it's kind of important for our at least knowledge of the person. So that's.
Mr. Chairman, I've worked with Brian Archuleta for probably 25 or 30 years. I know him when he was with Animal Control and then other places too. So I know him. And so,
And we've had him in a number of our commission meetings with that animal control stuff. So I do have knowledge of Brian. So
I do know Brian. He's pretty community minded, and it's not that anybody else on this is not, but I just know he's behind the. He's for the community.
Right, and
I'm
that's
not saying that against anybody else.
And that's not to take anything away from Francisco Salveri.
Absolutely not.
And my understanding is that we're probably going to have another opening on this Planning and Zoning Commission. I think my understanding is that Mr. Morley is probably about ready to retire from that and make a move to Ruidoso or somewhere. So we are going to have another position to fill on here, but that's pretty, in my mind, a pretty important position for us to take into consideration who we fill those with.
Well, Mr. Chair, I call for the question then.
Yes, sir?
I call for the question.
Oh.
Let's vote.
Let's vote. Any other questions or discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
And I'll get you a copy of Robert's rules.
I've got too many things on my mind right now, but thank you for that, Commissioner. Who's spending money today?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to spend some money. I'd like approved checks in the amount of $2,430,174.40.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve the checks for the amount of $2,430,174.40. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right. Approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move that approval of reports.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Taylor for the approval of reports. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right. Come to our unscheduled communications limited to 3 minutes per visitor, not to exceed 15 minutes total. No formal action to be taken by the commission.
Commissioners, we do have some comments online. The first one was from Karen Petty. She asked, what if the feds decide Chavez County land could become a waste disposal site for the world? I think this is in reference to the 30 by 30.
Oh, if federal government decided what? I apologize.
If Chavez County land could become a waste disposal site for the world.
A waste.
We would oppose that.
Let's hope we don't have to go there. That'll be a fight that'll be had.
Ann Baker also asks or says, I would like to research the 30 by 30 plan as you encourage Chavez County residents to get online and do your own research. Would you post legitimate sources of information that we should look into? And also please post the sources that are known to post and discuss lies and disinformation.
We'll make sure we get that
So
posted.
we can get that posted on the website
Yes.
and Facebook.
Thank you. Any other questions or from the Facebook? No? All right. Anybody in the chamber that would like to come speak? Please state your name and address for the record.
Neil Binderman, East Crossroads. I'll keep this very brief. Back in 2013, the Commission approved a $20 million pollution control bond to allow an anaerobic digester to be built, and it's been built on Price's Lane. And the promise was it was going to dispose of about 2,000 tons of cow manure on a daily basis, turn it into usable products, which I was very pro that, because as an avid gardener, they're going to turn it into compost, and I'll take a couple of tons today. 8 years later, it's sat there, still disused. I wondered if you could research and find out why it's sitting there, and why this manure is being piled up in mountains around the county, like a waste disposal dump almost. If you want full details, it's actually in the comprehensive plan on page 75. That gives you all the details. Just wonder, we need it. It's sat there. It's empty. They promised 33 jobs as well, and none of this has come to pass. Thank you.
No, thank you, Mr. Benderman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I can address that. Oh, great. The bond was approved, but however, it never got state approval. It had to have state approval on it, and the corporation that asked for it went away. So it's never been issued, and it's never come to fruition.
And Mr. Chairman, additionally, that company is continuing to work out there. It's been probably 8 months since we did an inspection of construction out there, but they continue to slowly grow, but there's no real definite date when they will be in full operation.
And that's actually a different company that applied for the...
Correct, yeah.
Correct. Thank you for that, Mr. Benderman. Anybody else? Anybody else out in the audience that would like to come up and... Ms. Hollyfield, why did you come to our meeting today? You hadn't had a word to say. Come talk to us. Oh, okay.
Making sure that you all did approve the resolution against the 30 by 30.
Okay.
I have a vested interest.
Yes, we all do. Thank you. All right.
As we have time, can I do something else?
Well, you had 3 minutes, so I think you got 1 more minute if you want to.
Let's give him Rita's 3.
Yeah.
It's actually something Ms. Dana said at the last commission meeting, where you were in support of the shooting sports. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, great. The only drawback to that, we don't have anywhere to shoot.
As far as
shooting. I mean, we have the Roswell Gun Club.
Yes.
I haven't been up there in years. I mean,
Yes.
It was rather primitive and...
Oh, it's much better.
Really?
They have actually used a lot of their funds
Right.
for improvements.
Do they have
They've
a
done a lot.
Do they have a restroom now?
Yes.
Because it used to be a hole in the ground. When
No. When I was on the board, I asked for porta potties, and Demarese is taking care of it. That was one of my gripes too.
There's nothing quite disturbing as checking for scorpions and other venomous wildlife
Exactly.
before using it.
Yes.
But I was wondering if we could have somewhere closer to town, because
Can't.
Oh.
We have had several people that have wanted to put in an indoor shooting like Caliber's in Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
The liability, the insurance, trying to get the land, everybody has just walked away, said they can't do it.
it's just a shame that you
It
have
is a
people
shame.
who want to shoot and we've got nowhere to do it.
Right.
And it's-
The Roswell Gun Club is a membership.
Mhm.
They have a website, and they're on the right-hand side. As you're going to Clovis, on the left-hand
Oh, I know.
side is the Ski Club, the Trap Club, and Cowboy Action.
I know when I was
So-
with the police department, we'd go up there
Yes.
for certification.
Right.
It was a trek. I mean,
Yeah.
we'd load our cars up with provisions for the day. And,
Oh, yeah. No, this one's it's improved a lot. They have, the board members have improved the Roswell Gun Club tremendously.
It's just a pity
Yes.
we couldn't have one closer to town.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you'd have to get with federal government on that. That's a challenge.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Troy, did you have any words of wisdom for us today? No? Okay. All right. Yep. Bill Williams.
Jay, you got anything?
Yeah. No. No.
Come on, Jay.
I was really hoping that Jay would speak.
Oh, Jay lets Carrie do all the talking.
Speak, Jay, speak.
Should they get that shoved down our throats? Everybody's seen the map of how the land ownership is so chopped up in little blocks and pieces, and I know on my ranch, here's a half a section of BLM, and over here's a quarter section. How do they preserve, are they gonna go in there and fence all of that?
Well, we don't know.
And they're trying to help wildlife and stuff, and there's no water on it?
We don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
Or they're just going to tell you can't be on that land. That'll be their
You look
habitat.
at it.
We just need to stay
Look at
informed and stay ahead of it.
I agree.
I hope we're ahead of it now.
Well, and the biggest worry that I have is that they are going to get massive amounts of funding and turn private lands into federal lands.
Right. Exactly. No. And Commissioner Bilberry, when you walked out, one of the questions from Facebook was to make sure that we get good information out on our website and Facebook so that they can do their research and do that. So,
Joe, from what I read and have studied, is a lot of this is going to start through incentives, equip programs, conservation easements, so on and so forth. As you well know, if you participate in any of those, there's fine print. And people, I visited with a gentleman last night that told me after he did a lot of reading and research on this, he said, I'll no longer participate in any program, because he said that looks like to him that's how they would start through incentivizing you to participate. And there's going to be a percentage of landowners who won't participate, and that's been my question. The ones that don't want to participate, what are they going to do with them? 50 years down the road, maybe, I don't know.
There is no free money.
No, no, exactly.
There's strings and they will attach to you.
Yeah. But anyway.
In fact, that's what it is. It's just a bunch of ticks that latch on and suck the blood right out of you.
Right.
you are saying the word ticks, right?
Tick.
Ticks.
Ticks.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
She knows about those. She was
I
raised.
I know she does. It's kind of a family government here, and anyway, thanks. Okay, Bill Williams, what do you got?
Well, in kind of response to Mr. Hollifield there, I believe that what they're going to try to do with those parcels that are interspersed between yours is try to connect them all.
Mhm.
And whether it's by condemnation, because, you know, who is going to be willing to give that up? I don't know. And I also believe that a big portion of this is going to be in the west. The people back east, there's very little public lands there. As we discussed this morning, Chaves County is already 34% federal lands, and then you add the state lands at 26%. That's 60% of our lands that are out of private ownership. And I think we really all need to pay attention and watch this. Jeff and I went up to Tucumcari Saturday before last, I believe, and we heard Ms. Byfield, Margaret Byfield from American Stewards for Liberty, and I hope the people online are still listening as well. She's going to come and speak with us at our next county commission meeting during the morning, just a brief overview. But she's also going to be available that evening. We're going to put together a community meeting. We're going to invite all the farmers, ranchers, hunters. This affects hunters as well. On the one hand, they say, oh, we're going to provide all these new public lands, but then on the other hand, they say, but there's no multiple use for it. There's no mixed use. So that kind of puts them out too. So this is a big deal, and we're glad that we've got people that can help us to fight this fight against it. And as Commissioner Cavan said, 30 by 30 is a beginning. In the National Geographic, I believe, is the magazine that said that the true goal worldwide is 50% of the lands and waters in the world be under control of some conglomerate. UN is, backing it, US. I mean, there's just a lot of entities that are going to have a footprint within our country right over the fence from you, or right in the middle of your ranch. So I think we need to really just take a stand and be careful with all this. Want to thank the staff and Finance Committee especially on the great job they did on the budget. I want to thank all the commissioners. I know you've all given this a lot of thought and taken a lot of hard work, and you take all this very seriously, and we appreciate the fact that you keep us in such good shape here at Chaves County. Also would like to mention that the July meeting, we're going to be moving that from the 15th to the 22nd of July. And we'll mention it again next month. We'll make sure it's advertised appropriately so that everyone knows that there is a change in the July meeting. We'll be having it 1 week later on the 22nd. I was really glad to see so many people this morning. I know COVID is starting to prevent people from staying away. I don't know if I said that quite right, but anyway, people are starting to come out again now that COVID is hopefully in the rearview mirror. Of course, we're still limiting seating here at Chaves County and all, but as I looked out this morning, I saw numerous people starting to attend our meetings again as they did pre-COVID, and it was just really encouraging to see so many new faces from the community and other faces from the community that have joined us over the years and back here with us. I want to thank Troy for all the hard work that they do over across the street, 4-H and FFA kids and the other things that they do at the Cooperative Extension. Thank you for all you do, and appreciate commissioners for all you do.
Thanks, Bill. Commissioner Taylor.
Yes. Probably most of you have, in driving down Main Street here on the west side of our property, seen the DWI signage there with Danny Ortega in a wheelchair that was hit by a drunk driver many years ago. Well, last night as I was watching TV, there was an excellent commercial put out by our Chaves County DWI program that featured Danny. I hope that all of you get a chance to see it. It was a very good and very well done commercial talking about what happens, the effects of this drinking while driving, texting, or under any influence. So I hope you all get a chance to see that commercial, but it was very, very well done by our Chaves County DWI program. The other thing I'd like to mention is, I don't know how many saw in the news about our state blew $250 million on unemployment. I can tell you, as a tax preparer, I saw many instances where the state really, you couldn't understand how they made some of these payments. I had a client who was a president of his own company, a very good company, and he said, I got a notice to verify employment for myself for an unemployment claim. And he said, I haven't missed a paycheck. But somebody had used his name to make a claim for unemployment. The state really blew it, I think, in $250 million worth. The downside is that many businesses in this state are now going to be probably forced to pay a higher premium to rebuild the fund. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Annabelle, and your staff for this budget. It's nice to be able to tell taxpayers that we are running efficiently. Sometimes, I've said this before, it's hard to say no to some things, but we have to. We have to. We are not like the federal or the state government. We don't have an endless bucket of money that I have found outside here. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you to the Finance Committee for going over this with us. And the information, hopefully we'll get it online for Ann Baker for the 30/30. I think it's very important. It's one thing, the federal government, if you look back many years ago, the federal government, will set aside this forest or this or whatever to look at, and it'll be for public use, and then they lock everybody out and say, well, no, it's pristine, and we just want to look at it. And now we're seeing, when you look at a forest, what happens, and all it takes, as dry as we are, is one spark and it's gone. So we worry out where we are, somebody throwing a cigarette butt out and there it goes. So, we really need to be on top of this, and it's a shame. All it takes, and we've seen it this last year, all it takes is dangling $1 in front of somebody and they're going to do whatever, everybody's desperate for money, I guess. So, but I just hope that everybody stays on top of that, and I'm glad we passed that resolution to cover this. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Dana. Commissioner Zell.
Again, just like to reiterate all the thanks to Annabelle and her people for the wonderful work they've done on the budget. I'd like to ask Mike Ray if he's gotten any reports from our troublemakers in Reno.
No, sir, I haven't.
No bail requests?
Yeah, no bail requests.
Good, good.
I don't think we have that in the budget, so they better not.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Zell. Commissioner Bilberry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank the Finance Committee and Annabelle. I know that there's hours and hours and hours of hard work, so thank you. I appreciate Jay and Carrie Hollifield being here. Please come back. People don't probably realize how much they do in this community and for Roswell, and I appreciate all that you do. As we go forward with the decisions about this 30-30, one thing, as you talk to your neighbors and people around, and the discussions are, ask this one question. Ask yourself this question. How are we going to stay sustainable? To live here in Chaves County, live in Roswell, live in Artesia, Hagerman, Dexter, Lake Arthur, all up and down this valley. How are we going to keep our water flowing that we had a presentation about? How are we going to stay sustainable? And if we sell ourselves short, sell ourselves out, we will not be sustainable. And sustainability in the agricultural world is always a question. I've been to all kinds of seminars on it, and it's always a big question. How are we going to stay sustainable in our industry? And that's just one industry. We're talking about people's lives and people's businesses and things just in town, and we're all going to have to work together. So anyway, that's a good question. I think everybody ought to ask themselves. But I think this commission, be thankful to work with this group of conservative people that are for the county and about the county's business. And that's all I've got.
Thank you, Commissioner Bilberry. On talking about this 30-30 stuff, I'm going to be in Montana at the Western Interstate Region Board of Directors meeting, and I know that I've already got a bunch of literature to move on up there, but I know that this is a concern, especially for our western counties and our western states, more, and I shouldn't say more so, because it'll affect everybody in this country. But I know that there's already, I think it's 14 or 15 states that are on board in opposition of this radical plan that has come out of Washington, D.C., just right out of a new administration. And it is going to be, it will be detrimental to this country if this goes forward. And they'll use everything from the endangered species stuff and creating these habitats and like wilderness and stuff. And so we're just going to have to, we can't just stick our heads in the sand and sit there and say, all right, you guys know what you're doing, do whatever you want to do. We're going to have to take a stand on this stuff. Appreciate all the comments today, and ones that came from Facebook also. We'll make sure and get that information out. I know we as county commissioners and everybody that is involved with Chaves County, we really appreciate all the hard work that gets done. Our law enforcement, our correctional facility, our finance, our planning and zoning, road department. Joe, you put your head down back there, and I'm not going to make you speak today, but can you just tell me real quick when they can have Brenda Road done?
At least once.
That's I'm asking for a friend.
Okay. I'll just say at least.
Okay. Okay. Weather permitting, I understand. So thank you for that. But I think we're a great family. We don't always agree on everything, as you saw today, but sometimes we end up having to make those tough decisions, and it is what it is. So with that, I thank everybody for being here. God bless Chaves County and this country, and God bless all of you, and hopefully everybody stays healthy and safe. Memorial Weekend is coming up. So be safe out on the roads. If you're running up to Ruidoso to go to the opening of the races and stuff, just saying for a friend, you guys be safe up there. So with that, Commissioner Bilberry, you have a motion?
Yes, I make a motion we go in closed session pursuant to section 10-15-1H, 7 to discuss threatening or pending litigation.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Ms. Fuller, would you do a voice vote on going into closed session?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Dana?
Yes.
Commissioner Ezell?
Yes.
Commissioner Bilby?
Yes.
And Commissioner Cavan?
Yes, and there will not be any formal decisions made in this closed session. Thank you, everybody.